Gonna assassinate this dude and then I'm gonna get caught is what happened to Tyler Robinson. Yo, welcome back to another episode of Beyblade. Today we're gonna be talking about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Yes, I know I'm mad late on this one. Look, I've been having some personal problems I've been having to deal with, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But to get back to this, yes, we are talking about the Tyler Robinson and the Charlie Kirk. All right, so we can get into Charlie Kirk's lore. He was a politician, essentially. There's not really much to, dig deep into, I guess. Kind of pause on that, maybe. Boom, now that we got his lore out of the way, we can move on to Tyler Robinson. If I'm being honest, there's not really too much to say. I mean, he grew up in Washington, Utah, and he went to the Utah State University, but dropped out after a year. Like, there's not really too much else to say, if I'm being honest. Right off the bat, I just want to get this out the way before I even continue the video. Life isn't some GTA 5 server where you get to just go around flatlining people. And what made it even worse is that this guy had an actual family. Like, he had a wife and kids and everything. So with that being said, I'm almost positive that it's pretty well known and pretty clear that, I don't condone just randomly offing people just because you don't like what they said or how they think. Now, with that being said, I don't like to play one side of the coin. I like to play both sides, because what the fuck I'm gonna do with one side of a coin? That's not right. The other side gonna feel neglected and all types of shit. And the other side being, well, he said something mean and he's in a powerful position, so he shouldn't be alive. Y'all already know how I feel about politics, so I don't even really think I have to, give y'all the entire real spiel on that. But for y'all that are, just hopping in, maybe this is the first video, number one, hey man, thanks for clicking on the video, dog. I appreciate you. Hopefully, you stick around and, maybe click that big ass red button, turn to a big ass gray button. But like I was saying, to get back on topic, for anyone that hasn't seen my channel and doesn't know how I feel about politics, I don't fucking care about them. Politics can suck my dick backwards from the side. I don't know how that works, but from the side. But the part I do understand is not wanting somebody like this guy in power, because from what I've seen and what I've heard, if I can pull up any clips, I'll genuinely try my best to get them. But if I can pull up any clips, I'll put them up now.
Men are much better at macro topics, right? Trying to build a building, put a skyscraper up, trying to talk geopolitics. When you go and you see 5 women eating lunch, they're probably talking about conversations they had, relationships, friendships. Men, they're talking about politics, sports, or the stock market. This is feminism. You as women should want to be provided for. In fact, you should have an expectation that you as a woman are so important and so critical and so necessary and beautiful that it shouldn't even be a question. The male mind is wired different than the female mind. Men will never be as good at counseling or psychology sessions as women. Men will never be good at nursing or elementary school education as women. We have certain giftings as our brain is wired a certain way.
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
And yeah, him saying shit like that is the reason why I can understand why someone would do that. I'm not saying that they should. I'm just saying that I can understand someone, probably getting that mad over politics, because that's what politics have become, just super fucking angry everybody. So all in all, like I said, right off the bat, just to make sure, we're all clear here on my opinion on this situation before I even dive into it. No, you can't and you shouldn't, and it's not good to just randomly flatline people just because they're in a powerful position or because they just don't have an idea or don't think the way that you do. With that being said, I can almost kind of somewhat see why someone would just genuinely go through and do that. Like I said, at the end of the day, that's just not good to do, and I really don't even think I should have to say that, if I'm being quite honest. Now, with all of that out the way, we can get into like the situation. So Mr. Charlie Kirk pulled up to like a university to literally just give a speech and like just have a decent time with, the students that were attending and everybody that was there. Oh, and just to make sure I have dates and all types of shit for y'all, this happened on September 10th, 8:29 a.m. or at least that's what ABC News is telling me. Also, I'm not really reading through a full article because I mean the situation is pretty cut and dry. There's nothing really, too mixed up to get into. And what I mean by that is that ABC News put this in a nice little timeline for everybody. But like I said, September 10th, 8:29 a.m. that's when he shows up to the campus to, like I said, just basically fucking hand out stuff and talk about politics. Then the actual shooting, I'm skipping around here because like I said, it's pretty cut and dry. Like, he just did like a bunch of little activities before starting his speech. And then at 12:23, I don't know what type of wacky cola I've been on, he was hit with a single shot apparently. I guess this dude was the fucking American sniper. After that, investigator said that the shot came from a nearby rooftop, and apparently they had like fucking footage of this dude hopping off the roof. I don't know if I can show that or if I can even find that, but you know, that was a thing. After all this went down, Charlie Kirk was escorted to a hospital, no shit, and then the school was put on lockdown again, no shit. Then after this, about 2 days later at 6 a.m. apparently, Donald Trump gets on Fox and Friends. I'm not sure what the fuck that is. That sounds like a furry show, I'm not gonna lie, but he hops on fucking Fox and Friends and tells them that, yeah, they caught the guy, and at 8 a.m. they release his mugshots, to which, you know, the mugshots are these. And I think the crazy part about this is the fact that this guy's dad is the one that got him to turn himself in. It's not like anybody, you know, found him on the street and was like, oh shit, that's the guy. It was literally just straight up his dad. Here, I'll even read this one. Cox says that after Robinson's father recognized his son in the distributed photographs, because like I said, they had all types of information and like video surveillance and everything on him. But yeah, after seeing the photos, he told Robinson to turn himself in. Robinson initially said no, but later changed his mind, officials said. After this, his dad called a youth pastor who was also a U.S. Marshal Task Force officer. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like one of the mini bosses you fight in Borderlands. And after that, I imagine they just basically stormed the house. They probably didn't storm the house. They probably just like calmly walked in and detained him and took him away and all types of shit like that. But you know, I imagine they just took him away and that was pretty much that. As of right now, he's in custody, still just waiting for his next court hearing thingy. Look, I never claimed to be a damn lawyer. All I know is he still got to go to court. But they're also gathering, you know, more evidence on him. And that's pretty much that. As of right now, there's been no real updates as far as I've seen. So yeah, that's pretty much it. All in all, this is a fairly sad story. That wasn't really, you know, that necessary. I would have been happy with him just not being a person in power. But y'all wanted me to make a video on Charlie Kirk and, you know, everything that happened around this. So here's the video. I'm not saying that like, here's the fucking video, you bitches. Just wanted to let y'all know that, you know, y'all wanted the video. I got y'all with the video. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I can't wait to see you on the next episode. Bye bye. What's good? Welcome back to the special outro. I hope you enjoyed the video. I assume you did since you made it to the special outro. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you disliked the video, don't even think about disliking the video. No promise on being consistent. Y'all see how it's been the past couple weeks. No promises, but I will be doing more gameplays, hopefully. I don't know why that took so long to fucking say. Other than that, nothing really important to say other than Bladers, thank you for your time, and remember to let it rip.